All right, hello everyone, and welcome to the last quarterfinal series of the day. Tomorrow, of course, will be the semifinals and the finals matchup. But for this matchup, we have WOTC, the French clan, versus the CM clan. I'll let Nilly introduce the French clan, and I'll introduce the CM clan. And we have teal, yellow, gray, and blue. So, gray, blue.
And
Over
we'll start
at
with
the top
our
left.
Mayan? Mayan? Oh, that way around. Okay, then you start.
Alright, so on the top left we have Wise Pie playing as the Spanish in gray. Sobek playing as the Frankish pocket in blue. In teal we have Noisic playing as the Celts pocket. And on the right side we have White Court playing as the Britons.
So a bit better now that they have Britain's flank, but not changing too much. On the other side we have the Mayans player in the purple, Mr. Cito. And then we have King Eddie, another Mayans player, being his pocket. So interesting to see what they will come up with. Then the other pocket, Clement. And the flank is Bonnet playing the Incas. No Mayans on the left-hand side.
Yeah, this is certainly something that we've never seen before. I was thinking we could see maybe forward strategies from any of these players, but also a sling could be something that could be definitely on the cards with the Mayans' cheaper walling price. We could see a Mayan sling to the Mayans. Would be interesting. However, this map is extremely open, and that would be a little bit difficult to accomplish early on because of the openness of the map.
Yeah, Eddie has very little chances to wall off. On the other side, we saw Bizepi trying to get a boar lame in there, but nice block by Barney. So he is safe there and will play with two boars.
So all the players, I think if you're the Meso civilizations, that's one of the strengths of. It's like almost like a bonus of your civilization is that the Eagle Warrior is such a great boar stealer. So try to make use out of every bonus that you possibly can. Wise Pie going forward right now with the Villager to start off a wall up this early. And then he's going to... Okay, maybe he just place down a mill. But he's got a pretty decent map. Pretty wallable map.
Well, yeah, pretty true. Villager there at 4 HP is taking some damage against the Eagle here, who is sending the pretty close to the TC. Still sending it home.
And Barney now going to run into the town center, so he's going to take a little damage, but he'll be all right.
Well, let's take a look at that. And indeed, you said the map up is pretty open here at the Mayan side. And yeah, I don't really see great walls, and especially Eddie. He is really trying to get some walls up no matter what, but that will be tricky for him. Well, is he maybe forced into going into a lot of knights? It's not too bad against Celts to just go triple eagles.
Yeah, you're saying it's not too bad to go against Celts with triple eagles? Yeah. With their knights getting not getting bloodlines, that certainly will be a big disadvantage for their knight line. However, I think the Woad Raider would be pretty well equipped, at least into the Imperial Age. But then you have to think about plumed archers and siege. Either way, I think that definitely the non-Meso civilizations will have an advantage late game, whether it's due to their siege or their strong knight lines.
We'll see. It feels like Sobek should really carry here with his Mass Paladins from very far off, right? It just feels like he's quite far away.
Yeah, but luckily those knights do move pretty quickly, so hopefully they'll be able to do some damage. A little bit more concerned if you're sending eagles; they're certainly a little bit slower. Do you think any of these? Do you think both these pocket civilizations might go eagles, or if you're still pocket as Mayans, it's still better to go plumed archers, right?
Oh, it's so tough to say. I think this is a spot where Eddie should go triple barracks eagles, but how I know him, he will still try to make plumed archers happen. And I'm really scared for them. This is just, if CM plays this complete double stable, full aggression, the two flanks should just die with quadruple meso here.
But it's a little hard to tell because this is a situation we're normally not in with 4 Meso civilizations. Certainly should be very interesting to see what happens. A lot of players going into the next age now. Sobek's going to be the first player into the next age, and I assume the feudal eagles has to be not really a thing, so we're not going to see that. So I guess we'll see castle ages from both the players. But if you're the pockets here, do you go scout rush for the other team?
Yeah, absolutely. Just to keep on the pressure. So easy for you, and they're moving out, and well, the pressure will really be on for the flank.
Yeah, so Sobek's going to come out with some scouts right away. Noisik? You go scouts as the Celts player?
I think so. It just gives you the option to be in their faces very early on and really get the 2v1 pressure and really punish the enemy. Look at Eddie's weird walls. You have to be kidding me. Screenshot of those walls and ask me what rating does this player have. I can give you 1550.
I think it could be effective though. Don't you think? There won't be any ranged units there.
Well, this is still super bad. Like, the villagers on gold won't be efficient.
Well, the gold mine is
Mine
terrible.
isn't great. Yeah.
That's really the cherry on top of the ice cream sundae.
Oh man, and then like his teammate is somewhat team walling towards him, so he could finish that towards the left hand side, and oh god, this is just horrible.
So we have 4 men-at-arms upgrades coming in, each of the flanks going men-at-arms. Not surprising considering the Meso-civilizations involved. Down at the bottom, looks like there's going to be a bit of an engagement.
Oh, at the top there was a horrible engagement, by the way. We have Zeppi already instantly losing his 2 men-at-arms. Nice advantage here for Barney, very early on.
Yeah, 3 full health men-at-arms moving out across the map. Luckily that town center should be able to protect most of the gold. And in fact, we have some walls coming up as well. Wasepi playing with 2 villagers on stone, so maybe think about towers and conquistadors for the time being. And conquistadors would be very scary if you're going against a Meso civilization, as the eagles are going to be slower, more susceptible to gunpowder as well.
It's so tough for me to cast this game because every time I switch back to Eddie, I'm shaking my head so heavily that it's tough for me to keep seeing.
Yeah, the walls are getting worse and worse. Oh boy. He's making it into an arena, of course.
Okay, let's take a look. Defense for Mr. Sito. Somewhat okay here, fighting off with his villagers. Needs to micro them back, but now heavily outnumbered here, and that's what we said. The scouts around will be so nice for him to help out here. Can he get the quick walls running? Not really. Sito, he's in some troubles.
Yeah, a lot of troubles. These men-at-arms are going to do some great damage to these villagers. That's going to be, I think, the first village down, but the KD ratio is 1-7. And already lost a few archers as well. Men-at-arms are going to get some good hits on this spearman. So really doing quite a bit of damage. It might even be able to get this next villager as well.
But don't you feel like with Arabia as a standard here for map number 1, and always a home map that can be picked that is similar to Arabia, the quadruple Meso can really compete with all the other civ pools?
I think that you're going to have some very unique strategies to be able to make the best use out of the Meso civilizations and what they have to offer. Sling might be something that, again, could be very strong here. I had someone in my chat say that the French team is kind of well known for slinging, so if you wanted to go for a slinging strategy, this would be the civ pool that you would pick, I think. But
okay.
you know, you're right. It certainly restricts you as far as what your options are.
That would be pretty bad because I have to do a push-up for every 500 resources slung. So a long sling game could be really painful for me. And, well, unique strategies, you said. And, well, every time I look again at Eddie, well, unique strategies is what you get.
Yeah, unique. Quotation marks.
What do we see from yellow, though? I'm a bit surprised that I didn't see any crossbows. Oh, okay, now they're coming over. And they should do a lot of damage here. He gets fletching in time? I think white court. He should do a lot of damage.
Well, if our purple player here sees this in time, he should, of course, go up with the tower, try to defend himself as best as possible. However, might not see this in time, this men-at-arms going over, and certainly a tower wouldn't be up. So, really going to hope that Eddie can pull his shit together and send over some eagles to help bail him out.
No, Eddie is going for plumes.
Oh shit, yeah. That's going to take even more
so
time.
That will take some time. Still 25%, then the castle build time, then the plume build time. And what is this lumber camp? Do you think that lumber camp is safe?
Well, it's going to take some good micro here, and But however,
Against the hill.
those archers are luckily on top of a hill, and they're going to get even more villager kills. Tons of idols for a purple player. Very essential that he wins this fight.
Oh no!
Oh man. Might be a quick first game.
Yeah. Well, luckily no sling for me, and he's just focusing down those villagers. And well, if you know that your pocket is going directly plumed archers, and you have such an open map, you have to have a defensive tower.
I think so.
And really reacts properly.
It's a real weird reaction in that he's trying to still chop those trees. I think he should just cut his losses and go find another woodline.
Yeah, I think this game might end with Eddie having 0-0 KD. Oh no, now scouts are coming into his castle, so he might end without a single kill.
To be fair, that's not very unlike all of Eddie's games, where half of his, I mean, conversions don't count against kills, so.
Game is running not too smoothly, right?
Yeah, there's a few stutters here and there.
Yes.
Okay. Barney is now switching into archery ranges here, as he should, since his pocket is going for the eagles here. Triple barracks from him, something I actually like. And, well, purple, he will have a very tough task in front of him. His castle age timing will be miles behind the one of white court.
Yeah, certainly big disadvantage already for our WOTC team. Eddie started to make some plumed archers. Hopefully he can make something work with those. And purple, what he's going to do to try to stay in this game, he's going to try to get some walls up.
Take a look, walls up. But even then, like, just getting outrun. Eddie, at least he's adding a TC. Full plumed archers wouldn't really help him. He even adds 2 TCs, so maybe in the long run he can make something happen, but, well, we said it earlier, Celts, they won't perform too poorly.
As we can see on the left side of the map, Sobek making a few knights. Knights are chasing back the eagles, and we have a few scouts joining in as well. I haven't seen the WOTC team yet make any damage in this game.
Well, at least they're clearing up some of Yellow's army. He was running around a bit before Grey, but that's all towered and walled up, so solid there. And, well, they took the defensive approach, right, with 2 players going past castle, so naturally they shouldn't do a lot of damage early on.
Yes, this is true. But at the same time, it's not like they're ahead of economy either, really, though.
Yeah, well, they still have more players in Castle Age. But, oh no, I'll take that back. It's 3 as well. And now, he's happy with the castle.
Yeah, so we're going to see some Conquistadors. That's really this... I mean, Knights are scary enough, but Conquistadors, that's a whole other level of going against Meso-civilizations.
Really going for Conquistadors. I still have nightmares. Oh, yeah. For now, only 1 castle though. Here's more on stone. Speed!
So our purple player here is actually slinging Eddie at this point. So the flank is slinging the pocket.
Without having any walls.
Yes.
Well, now he walls up. Still has only palisade walls.
Also, Eddie should be up to the next stage fairly shortly if he's getting slung as the Mayans. Hopefully we'll be able to do something with that.
See? Maybe a second castle could be coming out from him pretty shortly. Noisig is going for some knights. They shouldn't do too much though, but simply the mass amount of crossbows of the Britons. They should really clean house.
I like our purple player's walls though. Should keep himself a little bit more safe now. And with these walls, maybe be able to make an effective sling. The plumed archers, they'll be pretty good if they do eventually end up getting bracer. Especially against what the Celts has to offer. But we still have the, of course, British crossbows to worry about and the French knights. So even that strategy has its downfalls.
French knights. Oh. Yeah. Let's see. They're getting some raids done. Nice pickups against Orange there in the back. Who actually, quite surprisingly, Orange is the guy with the lowest villager count. Something I didn't really take care of. And now the attack against Eddie. Let's take a look. He doesn't have enough stone for the second castle just yet.
No, but maybe his ridiculous walls will throw off his opponent. Let's hope.
Down, they could block the gold quite nicely as well there. Maybe they think, okay, if we break those houses, we can get into the eco. But actually, there's
surprise
in the farm. And Eddie opening behind there to get his wall. Oh god, Eddie castle.
It'll be a pretty decent castle actually. That'll help protect most of his base. We have the plumed archers here. Pretty good number, but gonna have to wait for the ballistics and the archer armors to come in before taking any engagement. Remember, these are British archers, and certainly they can outrange the plumed archers.
Yeah, so true. Eddie doesn't really want to take an engagement. He just wants to fall back, wants to go into Imperial Age and then fight with the lead plumed archers. Before that, any fighting doesn't really make sense. And, well, Noisig should realize that and should transition into Imperial Age pretty quickly as well. Some ratings of Eddie in the back all get stopped.
The only chance at winning this game is really if the Meso civilizations are able to go to Imperial Age earlier. So I think that'll be a good indicator of, if they have any shot at this game. Certainly, if one of the other players goes into Imperial Age, then... Oh, big fight on the north side. Are you watching this?
No, I'm not watching that. I was watching how Sito sent his help and lost everything without even shooting once. And yeah, Zobek there with a nice clear up against all those eagles. Barney now building a TC here at the front, which isn't quite a risky spot.
Yeah, well, he certainly wants his gold. He's going to need his gold making all the archers. But those knights just making short work out of the eagles, and now they're going to go over to Clement's base.
Yeah, and Conquistador's already doing some small work there. Snagged what it looks like to be 2 villagers or something. And maybe 1 eagle here, 1 eagle there. But now the crossbows, I think, should get the clear up.
Eddie going into the Imperial Age, and going to clean up these crossbows, actually. It's going to be pretty close fights. Don't want to lose your plumed archers before you get the upgrades. Yeah, going to win that fight.
Yeah. Sort of waited for +2 in my opinion. Didn't really need to take that fight, but it was fine. Zobek now in the base of Orange again, who is down to 52 villagers. The Conquistadors were cleaned up at the same time though, and I don't really know why the game is running so stutter-stepply. Now it needs to be Eddie.
I was about to say that.
Heavy carry.
So Eddie moving out across the map. With Bracer, he'll be able to... As long as he doesn't run into a huge horde of knights, he'll be able to take on a moderate number of knights and hopefully get some good raiding done. Certainly the mobility of the plumed archers helps. If you're Noisig, are you going up to the Imperial Age or building a lot of knights?
Absolutely Imperial Age. And that's what he's doing pretty quickly as well. Look at that, he's doing the stone upgrade. He will go on, I believe, what is going to be Vote Riders. Not that much on stone for now. But yeah, knights, the timing is way over.
So Eddie's going to run into a few scorpions. Going to take them out pretty easy. And hope to defend with his mangonels for now. Certainly going to be quite a bit of time before he gets out his first castle. Oh, big mangonel shot though.
Oh, Eddie, that is just so bad. Losing a single plumed archer is so bad. And he lost like 5 or something. And so many low HP now. That was just so bad for him.
Yeah, that's exactly what Eddie doesn't need. Getting a lead plumed archer now, though. And he needs to be doing the damage, not just sitting back. He needs to try to do as much damage as he possibly can. Because eventually these players are going to be going up to the Imperial Age, and there goes Noisig.
Yeah, exactly what we expected. In the meanwhile, lots of knights controlling the front area. Now Conquistadors of Giuseppe are coming there as well, trying to help out. And, well, he has 2... castles up now, so that will be a lot of them.
Meanwhile, in our purple player's base, crossbows causing a mass migration, and some mangonels moving in as well. Eddie's trying to defend as much as possible, but he really can't be on the defensive right now. Again, he needs to be aggressive because eventually these players are going to get in the upgrades on their knights and probably Woad Raiders. Oh,
let's take a look there. It's a scary army at the left-hand side of Woad Riders. Well, they can fight better in smaller numbers as well. If it gets to the big numbers, Eddie might be in the advantage. But, well, for now, only at pop 120. I really want to see more castles from him as well.
Yeah, of course, as the mines, you need as many castles as you possibly can make. Still trying to find some ratings back at Noisig's base, but hasn't found anything for some reason, despite all these villagers and all these farmers. Don't know what he's looking for. There we go. He's going to try to go for a good raid, but Noisig's got a quick reaction.
Well, tough really to judge where to look at the moment. Maybe Eddie's army, because they're already low HP, and might run into some siege now. Loses 2 more. It's now running away. It's surprising to me how much siege Noisig is doing as a defense here. He's not going for votes.
Yeah. Take a look at Clement's base. He's got Conquistadors and some Knights running in, and really no defense. The Eagle Warriors are running back right now, but he's not in the Imperial Age quite yet.
And, well, the defense for the Warriors Eagles, he works well against, like, typical range units, like Arbalest, Longbows or something. Mango Dice, not really against Conquistadors or the Knights. So I feel even if he gets all the upgrades, not the strongest of the Eagles.
Yeah, absolutely not at all. I think the Spanish are kind of, I mean, they're historically been known very good against the Meso civilizations, and also in this particular game, they always match up well with their gunpowder.
Let's take a look into that. And Eagles, now they get a reasonable engagement against the Conquistadors. Nice wall off here, and the Conquistadors, they are trying to run away. Can we see some more quick walls at the top here? Not really. It's getting home. It's into the direction. Barney, what can he really do? Took all his crossbowmen way to the back.
Well, he doesn't have much. I mean, now we have Fur Celtica coming in for our Celts player. Actually, doesn't look like he's going Woad Raiders. Actually, he's going to go Mass Siege, maybe Mass Scorpion. Certainly, this is an unusual Civ matchup, so I suppose it calls from some unusual army compositions. And yeah, he's got Mass Scorpion.
Which is quite funny, right? And Eddie, I'm curious if he can make this happen properly. Let's take a look. Some quick walls won't really finish in time here. And, well, Eddie's just running with his plumes at that side. Let's take a look at the front. I really want to see, like, 30 plumed archers against 10 scorpions, how they perform.
I'm not sure exactly. I mean, elite plumed archers have good HP pool, a lot of pierce armor, but in most situations, you know, fighting out in the open, siege usually tends to dominate.
Oh, and speaking of dominance, rank paladins against and elite conquistadors against not fully upgraded eagles and crossbowmen here. That shouldn't be a very even fight. I think the CM team would just steamroll this. If it got to an engagement, I think they should maybe wait for a paladin upgrade. Should finish any second and then just go for the kill.
Absolutely. I mean, with the 3 base pierce armor, that makes them pretty much invulnerable to Arbalest, and then the Eagle Warriors don't have any attack upgrades. So the armor on the Paladin's 5. Each Eagle Warrior is only doing 4 damage plus their bonus damage.
Yeah, it's just ridiculous. And, well, the extra HP on them as well. So Bakir will just steamroll this. And he was so far in the back, so every time he moves forward, he runs into some more extra gold spots, which we spotted on the minimap a bit earlier. Now the ram push is even coming in.
Yeah, going to be extremely difficult to stop that. At least the Kamyuks would be a good addition to this army, as they'll be able to do a little bit of damage to the Paladins. And not too many Rams from Waisepi at this point, but hopefully we'll be adding some more in the future.
Let's take a look. Eddie is still pretty active with all his plumed archers around, trying to hold on, but it will be a full 2v1. The only option for him is at the moment to outrun the heavy scorpions and therefore try to avoid engagements, but won't really have a good answer against the ram push. The same not really existing answer of the ram push like we see in the north. This should be GG any second.
It should be. I hope we get to see, it looks like Noisig has upgraded every single siege unit that he has available, so I hope we get to make it to that stage of the game where we see just siege coming out through the right side.
Oh, well, let's take a look. Zobek is going for the big raids, but yeah, well, the game ends a bit earlier before that. Eddie cannot really even take the engagements, and, well, though he was slung, he could never really get the pressure on, but as we said earlier on, this matchup, pretty tough for the all-Meso team.
It was really tough. However, I think that maybe we could have seen some better play from the pockets and flanks as well. So
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I think Eddie's strategy isn't really viable with that open map. That always means that purple basically dies. Yeah. Well, let's take a look at the achievements, and I need to take a close look at Link stats as well. Zobek, 199 to 31. You're a guy who always jumps early out of it, right? Tribute sent 9K. So that's 18 push-ups.
Game's gonna start in exactly 1 minute 30. No, not exactly. When they hit the start button, it'll start from... Actually, it's a 3-minute spec delay. So 3 minutes from when they start the game. For you guys, probably about 5 minutes. how many matches are left. There are 1 to 2 matches left. If the CM team wins this particular match, then there'll be 0 matches left for today. And if the WOTC wins this match, then they'll play 1 more. And that is it for today. And then tomorrow there'll be some more matches. Of course, the whole day. Semi-finals and finals and 3rd place. And if you didn't watch the previous matches, they'll be uploaded to Voobly official YouTube. They'll be uploaded to my YouTube. And they'll, of course, be on the VODs. Well, you missed some great games then. Make sure to check them out on YouTube when they get uploaded. And you can go to hit the videos button above on your screen. And you can check out the whole broadcast right here. Right now, they're just talking about some of the settings within the game lobby. It should be starting very shortly. The admin, luckily, has been with us throughout all the tournament, I think, so he's been resolving issues and keeping going along. And yeah, we're on game 2 of this series with CM taking the first game of this best of 3. Aren't they tired of casting so many games today? It takes a lot of effort to be able to make any sort of content, but that said, anything that you do that is rewarding will require some sort of effort. And at the end of the day, in about an hour from now, I can just relax, enjoy the rest of my day, and know that I did something good for the community. I also enjoyed some pretty fun games. My favorite one was the 3 versus 3 in the second series, second game, where we had the unstoppable Halberdier spam, and then the Teutons put the nail in the coffin with the Elite Teutonic Knights. That was something I hadn't seen before. That was definitely a big highlight of my game. I haven't seen a good game like that in a while. By a while, I mean not that long, but it was a really good game. Yeah, it is. I hope we'll be able to get someone to cover for tomorrow. Probably not very likely on this channel. I'll ask Millie again if he's going to be casting the finals. He said, at the very least, he's not going to be available that much. I'll cast all the games. So he might be unavailable tomorrow, in which case... according to the rules, I don't think anyone would be eligible to cast it, which means that we'd have to do a record game cast, which would obviously not be ideal. Maybe Mundo will change the rules, because obviously T90 and Mem would be interested in casting, but they weren't eligible to cast because they really got onto the scene very last second, which you had to do this ahead of time. Okay, so it looks like they got in the lobby all the games, they got all their questions answered, or at least they've decided to move on, so they should be starting the game shortly. They had a question about picking the home map. And I think I saw somewhere that their home map might be Golden Hill, though I can't confirm that. This would be, yeah, WOTC's home net, correct? Yeah, that would be a good strategy. Mega Sling. If it is Golden Hill. And, thinking about that, yeah, these are pretty unique civilizations, so you definitely, I think slinging would definitely benefit if you could pick 2 Mayans. Sling double Mayans would be incredible. That'd be crazy. I'd love to see that. And yeah, Golden Hill makes the most sense out of all these maps, at least the ones I'm familiar with. Would like to have seen a little more of a few of these maps. I'll have to check them out on my own time. Maybe we could do, maybe we could host some games on some of these maps. That's for another time, though. Yeah, exactly. Oh, one goes Plumes, one goes Eagles. Yeah, I don't see any reason not to do that. So right now it looks like that the Abraxas has called the admin of the tournament, and he's currently reviewing it. I assume wouldn't take that long. I think Eddie thought there was a problem with one of the maps that made it unfair. Probably the map that they chose. Not exactly sure. I think Eddie said that one of the maps was unfair or something like that. Arnie says, "Speak English, please." Zobek says, "Black said Eddie sucks." Of course. Don't get into any trash talk with Eddie. Eddie will trash talk you back. Oh, here we go. Game's gonna start. 1 minute 50 left. Whatever. Here we go. Should be starting very shortly.
Hello.
Hello? Hello, and welcome to the second game in this fourth series of the quarterfinals. Oh, man, I've never seen this map before. This looks pretty cool. Anyway, for the WOTC team, we have in red, we have Eddie playing as the Mayans. In the pocket, we have Staw playing as the Aztecs. In the pocket position, we have Barty playing as the Incas. And flank, we have Clement playing as Mayans. I'm joined here with, of course, the lovely Lily AOE.
A lovely Nili area. We'll see White God playing the Britain's flank here. And we have Spanish Pocket, Vizappi, CM with Noisic as a Celts Pocket, and Sobek Franks. And this map just screams double Castle Conquistadors from Vizappi.
Well, I think that I'm a little surprised here. I thought this is WOTC's pick, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, I thought they were going to go with Golden Hill because obviously the Meso civilizations could be very strong with a sling. I fully expect to see a sling in this game as well. Maybe a double sling to the Mayans players, as I think it still could be very effective on this kind of map. Good control with the castles. But I'm a little surprised we didn't see Golden Hill.
Well, you got the drama, right? Why we didn't pick Golden Hill? We didn't see Golden Hill?
No, I didn't see why.
Okay, so let's just recap for everyone who missed it. So basically was Watch trying to go for Golden Hill, but they felt the official version wasn't that fair. And they wanted to play a kind of quote-unquote fixed version with less like blocking small pawns for the trade and extra fish. And admins decided, okay, yeah, you can go for the fixed version. Then they said, okay, no, you cannot go for the fixed version. And then Watch said, okay, if we can't play the fixed version, then we will just pick a completely different map.
Okay, I don't. I wouldn't think that would make that much of a difference though. The pawns, do you think it made that much of a difference?
I think it's actually better for them to have safe pawns. It's just so much safer fish in the back, and they can just sling, and slinging would be good for them as well. Like I think it makes the slinger better. So I feel the kind of bugged map would be better for them.
Well, either way, this map would not be that bad at slinging. You don't have to go very far to place your castles if you want to do a castle push with Mayans. And the slinging players would be very safe. There's a lot of fish in the back here too, so I think that's definitely on the cards for this game as well.
Yeah, only Eddie having problems, I believe, trying to get onto some water. The rest of the players should get some. Take a look, even Whitecoat taking the long walk.
Yeah, two players. It's kind of like a little like Scandinavia in that there's water on both sides, but obviously one player has less access to the water. You have this little island in the middle here, which probably won't be that important, I imagine. There is some good water control that could be important. Maybe we'll see that a little later on in the game. But there aren't a lot of resources on this middle island, unlike a lot of Age of Empires maps.
Yeah, it's a bit for the wood, but I would be surprised if that gets the deciding factor at all. Not really expecting a big fight for the center.
So assuming that this does play to be like a wall and sling kind of game, let's take a look at the civilization positions. So the two Mayans players in this game, we have one Mayans in yellow on the flank. And the other mines is on the flank as well, so that's pretty lucky positions for them. Perfect position for that.
Yeah, I think so as well. Mayans should, maybe just both of them should go for plumes and go for some aggression. I really think we should see a sling though, and we need to. Well, I honestly feel a sneak could be really sexy on this map as well, but it's also very easy to get spotted here.
Yeah, it's too. I think it's too hard to. Well, that said, White Court just walked right across the walls of Clement, and I have no clue where he's going. But he was obviously seen.
Oh,
We're not.
Was he?
I can't tell. I think he was.
He was. Yeah, he was. But still, like, Eddie could have easily sneaked towards the right-hand side very early on, could have even docked there if he wanted to. And I think White Court maybe just wants to get a dock up and play aggressively on the water. I'm not too sure.
Well, he still could. He could wall himself in, but it kind of defeats the purpose if you've been seen, and Yellow's just going to go back. Maybe,
that makes zero sense.
Yeah. I must have known that his opponent would be going towards the water, and gonna still explore with only one villager, like maybe. Oh, Eagle's gonna go look around.
But still, like, he really wants to make sure that not all his teammates are losing the water here.
So if you're the CM team, what is your strategy? If you think your opponent's gonna sling, are you gonna go for the middle water? Are you going to still try to play it aggressively or standard, or how do you adjust your strategy?
I still like just massive amount of conquistadors and then have one guy who maybe performs the best against mass doomed archers. So maybe the Celts, like sling onto double congs, change into sling into Celts player mass siege. Could be a good option. Or, as you just said, just completely wall the center, and then with Spanish cannon galleons, it's impossible to lose that water.
Yeah, it should be. White Court's actually going to get his dock up. I don't think Clement hasn't even seen it with his eagle. He's got one villager idle with outposts all over the place, and hasn't scouted all of the water, which is very much a head scratcher.
Yeah, indeed, head scratcher is so fitting, and it doesn't look like Clement is going for too much water here. They might just lose the water, and then they're so far behind.
Yeah, even second dock cut up in this corner. This is so lucky for White Court. Just the chances that he got away with this. He walked right past the walls with this villager as they were being built. It's just, what are the chances of that?
Yeah, that should just never happen. Clement should know about it, right? Where's his eagle now?
Maybe he gave up. Maybe he thought he saw a ghost or something.
Oh, he's still sitting at the front. This is just so obvious and will be so incredibly bad.
So Barney's playing tribute to Eddie, which is not surprising at all.
Okay, so some more push-ups for me. And I think the sling timing was pretty off though. I think it doesn't really make sense to give the resources before Eddie clicked Castle Age. I think Barney kind of gave away the strategy by his early Feudal Age timing. I think he should have played it with the up timing more in the direction of the boom. And he always should have added a second dock.
So White Court's trying to save this villager. There's the Eagle here is doing some good damage, but... Oh, now it's going to get walled in. That makes it even worse. It's a hero villager. And Clement should lose a lot of fishing ships here. He's going to run back now.
I think all of them should lose a lot of fish, right?
Yeah, that could be potentially 3 players.
Eddie, he should play this fast imp then. And I don't like the approach of Barney here that he's slinging gold as well. I think he shouldn't sling any gold to the Mayans player. Only Mayans player should go on gold, and he should only sling food and wood, in my opinion.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. It's easier to saturate gold than... Yeah, food and wood tends to be a little bit harder to get a good stockpile of.
Well, the main reason is to have the longer lasting resources for the Mayans as well.
Oh,
so
yeah,
you just increase the overall gold count for your whole team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. And is Clement's not getting slung? He's actually being the slinger. So are they doing a triple sling?
Oh. That should be scouted as well, right? At least in like 1 or 2 minutes, they should know what's up. And we see some eagles from Sito. Oh, yeah.
Do you think it's better to do a double sling, like onto 2 mines players, or a triple sling onto 1? Because on the one hand, you know, you don't have to afford the upgrades twice. But on the other hand, you have 2 mines players, you might as well use them.
Well, I think it's on 1 player is a bit better if he gets onto eagles. I think plumes are losing the value at 1 point. Thing is, he only gets double sling. Sito is going for eagles, but what are the eagles really accomplishing?
I suppose just to support the plumed archers, but that's about it.
Let's take a look. Eddie on the way to Imperial will reach Imp at 20 minutes 2 seconds. So that's pretty good for him. The question is, can they really get the front here? I think they... Oh, make something happen. And for now, they are facing stone walls.
Yeah, but those stone walls won't last too long, probably. I wonder if any of the players are going to go water here. A transport ship certainly would be very useful. A lot of the players, it looks like, or at least Noisek is getting gill nets right now, which I love seeing that technology this early, because a lot of the fish is still available. And that'll certainly help out their economy, hopefully help them hold out a little bit longer.
Yeah. Yeah. So true, John, that's an upgrade that a lot of like not super experienced Polo Kingdom players are forgetting way too often. I think Eddie will break this. I'm questioning that he still isn't building a second castle because double sling, he really needs the production buildings as well.
Well, he's building P-tarts right now, so that's going to slow down his production even more. I think it's probably worth it at this stage, though. So far, no response from either of these players as far as defending. We're seeing Siege Workshop coming up from the pocket, and Siege Workshop, of course, from the flank, but that's probably not going to defend for too long once those, especially with the Eagle Warriors in there as well.
Let's take a look. Second Petter is now flying in. Plumed Archers shouldn't really get any hits in. And can they block the quick walls off? It seems like for now, yes, they can. Not. Okay, 100 HP here. Mangonel and a Scorpion up. And, well, they can get some damage done.
If I was Eddie, I'd just build a dock and build a single transport, and that should hopefully prevent the wall off.
Yeah, that could have helped so much. And in general, I think just having a villager sneaked and go for mass eagles could have been the better option. And now he builds a castle that doesn't make me super happy. And something we just saw as well, it's yellow only now with his eco upgrades. Pretty late as well.
What kind of sling is... I just saw Clement just get double bid axe. If you're gonna sling, at least make your economy good.
Yeah, that's what I said. The sling was just too early there. Eddie should just play the fast castle himself and get the sling later on. Water, somewhat safe, but now some demos are coming into Barney's fish here in the back. Oof.
This is just so annoying for these players to have to deal with these docks, invest so many resources into keeping their fish alive. They would have not had to deal with this headache had they seen that villager earlier.
And now I feel the trap of Eddie shouldn't really kill the TC. He should just chop the 2 trees here and allow himself to get into the left-hand side. But oh, Noisek already prepared there with another gate. Lovely.
I feel like you should try to get through the walls as fast as possible. Exactly the same way, because while they're, getting their upgrades and making their plumed archers and eagles as strong as possible, the other players are still booming, and will probably be able to mount some sort of defense in the coming few minutes.
Okay, question. Are the eagles of Sito really adding anything? We have a double slung plumed archer guy who is an imp, who will pretty quickly get a third castle up, will have massive amount of army. Are the eagles really the guys helping you out?
I think they're helping a little bit. I mean, they can help a little in this situation. They haven't done anything, of course, yet. But especially against Kikisura, it's not going to be very useful. They can go after the mangonels. Certainly they can raid, but they're not adding that much.
Take a look. Couldn't really fight off the conquistadors. It's something we could see. And I don't like that Eddie is staying on one trap here. I think could really be a spot where he could go up to 3-4 traps. And also I feel like he should split his plumed archers a bit against the conquistadors. Or maybe send some more villagers to get that castle up, which he's doing now.
Yeah, absolutely. Should get those villages over there. We have, I mean, I think the Eagles can do something, I mean, to be honest. But they're not doing anything right now as our blue player is going into the Imperial Age. Wisepie is also going into the Imperial Age. He hasn't had to make any military quite yet. So do you think it's going to be... Looks like it's going to be Paladins for him as he's building 2 stables.
Oh, let's take a look into that. So Noisig is again going for the siege workshops. Vizapi is indeed adding stables. So kind of surprising, right? Maybe it feels conquistadors won't do well enough against mass elite plumed archers.
I don't think they will, to be quite honest.
Yeah, agree with that. So Paladins is the choice, and they have some wards. It's just really important that Sobek has to save some villagers of his own. Well, he is walling himself up, tries to go to the top, but he is done for now.
Well, this next castle is going to be pretty devastating if it gets up. I think that Sital can really help with some Halberdier if he wants to switch into it, as that would certainly counter out the Paladins that are soon to come from our Grey player.
Oh, sadly Aztecs only have Pike, but yeah, I can see where you're going for. Maybe even Eddie, because he has all the villages around, but yeah, Citeaux, maybe with some more barracks at the front and then go for pikemen with Garland Wars could really help them out for sure.
Fortified Wall, definitely the best choice here. They'll continue to do some damage onto Sobek. Sobek's basically a non-factor in this game, but he could rebuild himself back at the base of the north, so it's good to give a little bit of attention there. Maybe 1 trebuchet and a few plumed archers would be enough to do the damage. And at the same time trying to push at the bottom.
Oh, well, let's take a look. At the moment it feels CM is trying to wall this off. We have 2 slingers there in the south, not trying to go for anything. It will just be Zappy with mass amount of paladins against whatever Citeaux and Eddie can clump together.
Yeah, and I especially I like all the siege behind the walls of Noisig. If he's able to get actually his upgrades and keep these walls up, then that'll be a huge advantage for him.
Big advantage still is the mass amount of fish for CM, but well, Eddie has solid numbers. Still no elite plumed archer upgrade though, and his resources aren't great either. And his eco, well, he's playing 1 TC here with mass amount of idols. That's just so sloppy.
Yeah, if you're slinging, you might as well maximize what economy, or if you're being slinged, you still need to maximize your economy as best as you can. I like it sometimes when the players add their own town centers, even when they're getting slung.
Yeah, absolutely, because the slingers cannot add more town centers. So if you want to increase the overall villager count of your whole team, adding some TCs there should be pretty standard. Eddie is adding a second one now, but well, not really pressuring too much here at the front still. Oh, he's pressuring, but not breaking through.
Well, they're bending, but they're not breaking. So Sobek's certainly been hurt, but he's certainly not out of the game. And they need to be able to get through these walls pretty quickly before these onager upgrades come in. Or these other upgrades from the other players. A lot of Cavalier, that's a ton of Cavalier.
Is that, for example, Clément builds some transporters and sends some Eagle Warriors over into the base of purple, into the base of white, and just do a lot of eco damage there, because most of the army is at the top at the moment.
Mm-hmm. And White Court's obviously slinging Lysepi for the Paladin upgrade. This will be a much deadlier combination, though. Paladin plus Onager, as opposed to Eagle plus Plumed Archer. But the walls are down right now, so the fight has to occur right now. Plumed Archers are not fully upgraded, though, and that could be a problem.
Oh yeah, still non-elite and still no real defense upgrade. I would be surprised if we have... Oh, not even an archer range, so Dumpling is missing there as well. Not liking that position too much of Eddie. How is he not getting the numbers in there? I'm pretty shocked.
Yeah, he should easily have double the Plumed Archer numbers. We have Siege Onager coming in now, and that's really going to be the game changer, I think.
Oh boy, and those Eagle Warriors are not able to take any engagements. And this is still so close for them. In the long run, maybe Eagles can do something. Now they're trying to break in. Yeah, look at that. Clément, he is opening those walls. And now it's time for Citeaux to break through there. kind of stabilizing here at the top.
Yeah, absolutely. We're kind of into a choke point now, and that's not exactly where these players want to be. If you're the Meso Civilizations, Paladin upgrade now done. Siege Onager will be done in just a second, and may even be looking to move out at this point. I think Satop, again, really, you have to add some Halberdier into this mix to make it much more effective against these kinds of units.
Oh, well, we will see. I think so as well. Eagles alone won't really help you out too much. Let's take a look. SO are now going forward, and I still don't like that Eddie didn't take the time there. They didn't fight for 1-2 minutes, and that he didn't take the time to upgrade there. Let's take a look. Eagles, can they break through those walls in time? Oh, they just could have run around as well. Let's open at the top.
Oh well. Can't see everything that we see. But yeah, they could do some great ratings down there. Again, the question is, though, are they going to be able to break through the front? Garland Wars now being done, so the Eagles are fully upgraded for the Aztecs, that is. These aren't Mayan Eagles, these are Aztec Eagles. The Rams would be good if they're able to push, but I'm not going to be able to push against Spanish Paladins.
Yeah. I just want to see the Eagles all spread around and raiding. He has 100 military at the moment, but isn't really using them. And Eddie still no elite. Now going for war galleys. He sneaked at the top. That's not too important anymore, my friend.
Yeah, and while this is all going on, Sobek is rebuilding and hasn't been finished. He's going into the Imperial Age.
Yeah, nice job by him indeed. 91 villagers, still some fish, really helped him out as well. And oh, he's even sneaking. Look at that. He's attacking the top.
Yeah, 2 stables already up. I think that Eddie's just seen this. If you go to the bottom side of the lake, then White Court's about to sneak over as well, as White Court's going to the Castle Age. Barney's going to the Castle Age as well. And Siege Onager being made from an Aztec player, that's an interesting decision.
It's clearly a good unit for the long run. Obviously won't perform too well against the SO of Celts if we get all the upgrades there, and he's losing a lot of his siege workshop. It just feels so wrong that the Mayans player couldn't really do more damage here.
They did some good damage, almost killed one of the players in the game, but they needed to kill 2, really. So, weren't able to do that. And Eddie could have definitely had more plumed archers, could have gotten his upgrades quicker, perhaps if he had a better sling as well. Of course, a lot of those resources were not able to come in due to the sneak knocks of White Court. But yeah, you're expecting the sling to do more damage if you're going to go for the strategy.
Oh, Paladins now landing everywhere, and it just feels like CM is playing this so much more aggressively and just so active, trying to land here, still having all the control of their own land, and well, now pushing back towards green, and well, they soon might be starting to trade as well.
Lots of flaring going on all across the map. Sata being forced to bring back a lot of his eagles. He's actually going to take the stables out with all of his eagles, which is not a good use of his eagle warriors, of course. And on the left side, the Paladin's just able to push back these plumed archers. Could even see some big onager shots if you're not paying attention.
Eddie not really looking, moving in there a bit. Noisig, well, that's a solid hit. That's one, damages some others. And the traps, they're just moving forward.
Oh, nice. Yeah, there you go. Sick hits. A lot of plumed archers down.
Feels pretty laggy from how the game goes here as well. And, well, that looks now like a really heavy push-up game for me. Blinging continues quite heavily.
God forbid if this game goes another hour. That'd be a lot of push-ups for you. But I don't think it's probably going to go that long. A lot of siege coming from Wise Pie.
Oh, someone doesn't like Eddie's micro there in your background apparently.
That's my dog. Give me one moment. I'll be back.
I'm fine. All good, my friend. And Sobek now taking on to Paladins as well. So it will be double Paladin, SO from Noisig, and we have White Court now starting to sling some more as well. That's obviously all cleared up. And, well, Paladins, they are continuing the pressure. And Clement, he's going for galley defense here. Oh, that doesn't really work out either, my friends. Okay, SO now trying to take this engagement. All the Eagles going down against the SO here. Horrible stuff for them. Halberdiers of Eddie will be soon completely upgraded, but all this damage from behind is just so enormous. Look at that. Eddie moving backwards, and for this being the slung guy, 85 to 85 kills here. That is just so bad. He should have like triple the kill amount in death. But it is also tough to take good engagements here against a full boom Cal player. And look at all that damage. He will lose yet another castle. He was up to 5 or 6 at one point. Will now go down to 2. And, well, those are more Eagles running into the death. Look at that KD from blue and red here. Pretty brutal on the other side. Oh, Orange just having a very chilled game here and just waiting for more kills. Still no elite plume upgrade. And still didn't kill off Zobek.
I didn't see the fight, but I see all the bodies. Oh my god. And looks like Eddie's gonna lose. Oh, there we go. GG. As he's losing his second to last castle.
Patience. And he also losing his manners.
Yeah, well, I'm surprised he kept him this long. But, I mean, this strategy could have worked. I think this was pretty poor execution. I think this has shown, at least, you know, there are some interesting strategies you could have with these Meso civilizations, but weren't able to see all the pieces align, or in these particular games.
Yeah, and King Eddie not really shining there. Oh man. It just felt so weird on so many levels. I think the sling started too early. Letting that back dog go up was pretty foolish as well. And then Eddie, I think, too few traps early on. And then they didn't advance fast enough. I think they could have pressured Orange so much faster than Elite Plumes. And also the question, do you really need the Eagles that early on? That's something I really don't know.
I think it could have. I think if they put some different focus on it, able to get through the walls, then it's just in a different game it might have worked. In this particular game, it didn't. I would have liked to see the double Mayan sling. Just curious as to see how that would have worked out. But you know, if both Mayans were pushing on each side. But that's for another game, I suppose.
Yeah, would have been interesting because like it's so easy to screw up one side when it comes to the walls, and not your typical, okay, we only need to push this one. And it's also tougher to read, I believe.
Yeah, I think so.
Ah, okay, so they switched the sling to Sito, not to Eddie. I was surprised how Sito was able to go on water, and also
I think you're gonna be doing
keep
quite
all
a
the
few
eagle
push-ups.
numbers up.
I'm looking at this sling.
Oh boy. How much is it? Eat. So that's 21k. 20. What? I need to get my calculator. F me. So that's 14,453 plus 6288 plus 13029 plus 1000. That's divided by 50. Those are 700 push-ups? 700 push-ups?
24-hour stream.
Divided by 500, right? Okay, let me do 34. Okay, yeah. Divided by 500. It's a 70 push-ups. 70 push-ups.
And there's a lot of castles too.
No, it's not castle. It's only sling.
Oh, okay.
This time. Okay. I just thought I had to do 700 push-ups.
Anyway, before you do that, I think I'm gonna sign off. So I'd just like to thank you for me joining you, or you joining me, for us co-casting these games. I think it was a lot of fun. This tournament was a lot of fun. Are you gonna be casting tomorrow?
Yeah, on and off. I will start with it, then I will cast an NFC2 qualifier game, and then I will jump back into it. I think I will cast the finals for sure.
Okay, so then anyone on my channel could go ahead and watch, on the Voobly official channel can watch Nilly. I won't be around tomorrow. I did really want to cast the games tomorrow, but I just won't be around. So it's a good thing we got coverage on this event, though. And I just want to say again, thank you. With a lot of these events, oftentimes there's a lot of casters streaming, and sometimes they're streaming alone. So the first thing that I do when I look for someone to watch if I'm not casting the event is look for who has a co-caster, as I always think it has a better quality of the stream. So that's one of the reasons why I wanted to ask you to stream today, to cast with me.
Yeah, well, was super nice, and it's so much more relaxing, and I'm laughing so much more if we cast together.
Oh, thank you. That sounds great. I hope your audience enjoyed it too.
Yeah. A lot of people ask like, who is this cute guy, and they wanted to follow you.
Oh God, doesn't sound right, but yeah. Anyway, thanks for being around, and I'm going to take off now. Good luck tomorrow.
Yeah, enjoy. Yeah. Okay, so now we need to get on to...
User disconnected from your channel.
All right, I'm going to call it a night for now. Thanks everyone for joining me on Voobly Official. So you heard it from Nilly. I don't think we have anyone to cast here tomorrow on this channel. So go check out Nilly's channel, switch.tv/Nilly _Nilly AOE. I'll copy it over here, and I'll give him a host as well. Actually, I'm not sure if he's continuing on his stream, but I'll give him a host anyway, because why not? And yeah, thanks for being with me. Next Tuesday, we'll have some more featured player of the week. This week will be Vivi, and I have to edit the last player of the week, too. I'll probably do tomorrow on my YouTube channel. And a lot of these games will go to my YouTube channel. They go to Voobly Official's YouTube channel. And if you have any questions, let me know. Otherwise, I'll be signing off now. See ya.